Welcome to Winter 2015 Day 8, San Francisco, February 2nd, 2015. Now, of course, before I got to the Golden Gate Bridge itself, I wanted to actually visit Golden Gate Park, made famous in Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home. And I found a parking space nearby, and there's a map of the park itself. And I started getting pictures. Now, you realize a few of the pictures are actually in Shorts mode. That was 2015, long before YouTube Shorts existed. And this is the middle of winter, February 2nd, but look at all the leaves because you're so far down. And the atrium, I think that's what it's called. And then, of course, as I drove towards the Presidio, I got a few more pictures. You're approaching San Francisco Bay by now. And here's the map of the Presidio itself, and the boardwalk and the path that leads along the bay to the Golden Gate Bridge itself. And the whole San Francisco point and the start that leads to the bridge and the Marin Headlands. So there I was on the beach. Again, middle of February. I think the next picture shows some people in t-shirts, maybe in the distance. Maybe the next one. When you started walking towards the bridge itself, see? And see that boardwalk in the background? I went walking on that too. It seemed like a good idea at the time. And of course, there's a few information plaques along the way. And this picture here is probably the beginning of the boardwalk, yeah. And then you got out into the bay in the next picture. So you're at the end of the boardwalk, and there you are, you see? Looking towards the path that would eventually lead up to the bridge. And you can walk north for free, you can walk south for free, and you can drive north for free. So I did those three things to make sure I could get across the bridge for free, and then I went to the Marin Headlands after, and a few information pictures on the bridge itself. And then you're slowly getting closer to it, and I think this is where the trail started to wind its way upwards, if memory serves. And you see a few information pictures of another bridge just like it. And here we are, getting closer, about to turn onto the bridge itself, which you'll see in the next picture. There you are, turning onto the bridge itself. And it's a kilometer or more long, but it was a nice, fun walk. I enjoyed it. And, of course, A View to a Kill from James Bond was filmed here. Star Trek IV when they took the bus, etc. Then, of course, I had to get a picture of one of the big arches. So it's kind of a reddish brown, almost like the same color of the bottom hull of the Titanic, interesting enough. And I guess that plaque's a bit fuzzy, but hopefully you can read something on it. And there we go. Now you're really turning onto the straight ahead run now. Yeah, there you go. A lot longer than the Lincoln Bridge, I can tell you, that leads to the National Mall. And they have little sections where you can look out over everything. There's the more permanent barrier they talked about before the traffic cones. Look how wide the sidewalk is. Those are the cops at that end. Look how wide the sidewalk is. That's neat. That's really neat. And looking out, so that should be the future site of Starfleet headquarters there. Has its own boardwalk, of course. And then I started my journey back towards San Francisco, the city proper. And you got a few shots of the bridge span and everything. So that's really neat. It's really neat. It's great to be able to walk outside in t-shirt weather in the middle of February because it was approximately 22 degrees Celsius. Yeah, it's quite beautiful. And a few more pictures. So sometimes the picture was taken in portrait mode, sometimes it was taken in shorts mode. You don't see that until you put the pictures in order and take a look at them all. And you can see how thick the cables are in this view, and that's San Francisco downtown, we were near the harbor there. And I believe the next picture has Alcatraz at the very far left in the background. And there you are, getting close. You see the boardwalk? You can see the boardwalk in the center background. That's what I walked out on. So my car's beyond that. And another plaque on the bridge itself. Closer view of the boardwalk. Now, I was beyond it where I parked, so quite a walk back to my car. And a couple of info. So see, that's showing about how far I walked. And then you went up to the Marin Headlands and you got the postcard views of San Francisco Bay. An interesting point, I saw that Marin Headlands mentioned, the parking lot specifically, sunken concrete steps with a rusty metal door. That's where Terminator, the old one, came out with his weapons stash. And I think John Connor's T-3000 was walking there too. So, and of course the one-lane road to the lighthouse. No, I didn't go out there on this trip. If I ever get back out west, I'll go out there again. So that'll be a video for another time. Hope you enjoyed day 8, winter 2015 road trip. Bye-bye.